Okay, so I'm here with my new friend.
Hi, what up? It's Zhang here.
What's up? Chris J. So what I'm doing is I'm starting to do. I'm going back to YouTube and I'm doing the things that I thought was really cool. There's a series called The Blueprint, and pretty much it's just a hangout with friends and people in the entertainment industry, or just people who I find interesting, and we just kind of gotta go through like a day of the life. It's just like a hangout. We're just hanging out.
Hanging out, y'all.
Okay. So tell us, first of all, where are you from originally?
I am originally from Virginia.
Okay.
VA.
So she's from Virginia. I'm from Michigan originally, and you're going to take me into your world.
I am.
Okay.
We're about to go into the wrestling guy store.
Let's do it. I want to grab a tripod though.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it rolling the whole thing. Try to keep up with me. So you got to stay in. There you go. So you're from Virginia.
Yes, VA born and raised.
Okay.
My parents, my mom is from Taiwan.
Taiwan.
And then my dad was born in China but grew up in Taiwan. And then they met in the U.S. Then the U.S. had me, and whoop, next thing you know, I popped out in Virginia.
Okay. So, 你的父母在哪儿呢?
Oh my gosh, dude! Dude, you tripped me out that day when you started speaking Mandarin.
Oh, with Ron?
I turned around and I was like, Laquan, he knows Mandarin. He was like, yeah, he knows like all these languages.
A little bit. I know a little
Dude,
bit.
that's so
I know
impressive.
a little bit of Mandarin. Do you speak at all? Or?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Alright. So 以前我的朋友在청로一起工作了，所以我想说中文。
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
I feel like I should say.
This is Chris.
Hey, we're actually rolling right now. Hi. How you doing? I'm good.
How about
Very
you?
nice to meet you. This is Well, tell us both. Yeah.
This is his store. He had me come in here
This
for
is
a
so
signing.
cool.
This is one of the coolest stores over in LA. They got so many things, like all the authentic
We got hit hard
toys.
during the holidays.
Things are sold out.
Like some guest shopping for Monday Night Raw this Monday.
Okay. Now, where's Monday Night Raw going to be?
It's going to be at the new Intuit Dome. In
Oh
Inglewood.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yes, it's in Inglewood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard about that.
That's a big deal because it's the first Raw on Netflix, so everybody's going. So
Oh, okay.
They haven't invited me yet, though. I'm waiting for him to invite me.
Okay. So how did you get into that? I feel like I should set this up.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real. We're just hanging out. Okay.
Hanging out.
So I think we have some mutual friends.
Yes, we do.
So do you know Katarina Waters?
Yes. So
Does she go by Severin now? She got like 80 fucking names. She like me.
that is literally how it is in wrestling. It is so confusing because every wrestler that I meet, when they switch characters, they got a different name. And so people know them, like however you meet them, they might know them as a different name. So this person maybe met them when they were this character, and this person might have met them as this character. So I memorized like 20 names for one person. I knew she looked familiar because I was like, man, the thing is, I meet so many people all the time from different industries. So I'm just like, I'm really good at faces. I'm horrible with names. Horrible. So it's really bad when all these wrestlers got like 20 names. So I'm like, I know you from somewhere, but I don't know where.
How many names you got?
I got, let's see, I'd say 4.
Okay, let's run them down. Let's run them down.
Well, my real name, Julia. I went by J-Ho for a while during my modeling days.
Okay.
Then I went by Julie Real for my music days.
Oh, so you do music as well?
Used to, yeah.
No, I know used to. I know used to. You do music. So.
Yeah, I do music.
Okay. J-Ho, that sounds like a K-pop artist.
Except I did this way back in the day. You know? But yeah, J-Ho, I was like, I think I was thinking of J-Lo, that's why.
Like, trying to get some of that.
J-Ho.
Okay. Trying to get some of that bandwidth, some of that power. I get it. Okay.
Well, actually, I got more than 4. When I did MMA, my nickname was Julia Will Kill a Hoe, because my last name is Ho.
You big on the hoes. You big on the hoes. Oh, so that makes your last name.
My last name is a Ho.
How do you write it?
H-O.
Well, how do you write it in Chinese?
You know, it's a good thing. It looks like this with a little square and this thing.
Okay.
I can't read or write Chinese. I only know my last name.
I'm learning.
It's so
I'm
hard.
learning.
It's so hard.
I've been doing. I woke up at 5 a.m. because I made a commitment to myself. I was like, I'm going to be able to get to HSK 6 and JPLT N1 like by the end of this year. So
That's impressive.
it's
How
gonna be
many
a lot of-
languages you know?
I know English, but I could say introduce myself at least in 7. But
Yeah.
I'm learning. It's a long-term thing. So
I am not good at languages. I'm lucky I grew up with Mandarin. Otherwise, there's no way I would learn it because I tried to learn it in like Chinese school. Man, they screwed me all up. The first year, they had me learning like Taiwanese Chinese,
oh, okay.
which is traditional, and the alphabet is like completely different.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they go by fo po mo fo, which is like there's like 37 alphabets, whereas in like simplified Chinese, it is pinyin.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different system. It screwed me all up. So the first year I had a Taiwanese teacher, second year I had a Chinese teacher, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like the whole 2 years, all I learned was blackfish.
Blackfish. I said, hey.
That's the only word that I learned out of the 2 years. Blackfish.
That's funny.
So,
So Chinese is hard. Good luck if you can learn it, but I'm learning too. So you have
oh yeah, so Julie Real is my music name.
Yep.
Then when I went to WWE, I was under Zeda.
Okay.
And now that I'm out of WWE, I still go by Zeda, but I added Zeda Zhang.
Oh, Zeda
So
Zhang.
Zeda Zhang brings the bang.
Zeda Zhang brings the bang. That's dope. So what do you do for your free time? Like, how do you hang out? What do you do?
You know, I actually really love my job. So
Yeah.
my job is my hangout.
That's every LA answer. What do you do if outside of work? We're gonna dig.
Outside of that?
Outside
Okay.
of that, like it's like during Christmas, there was nothing going on. You went to my shit, which was great.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
But like I see that as, I mean,
Networking.
networking, work / like, it's fun for me to like learning and seeing other creators like do their thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's inspiring. So technically it's work, but I'm just like,
yeah.
it's fun work. I'd be doing that even if I didn't get paid for it, you know, like for anything related to that. But
Yeah, but I mean,
I'd say outside of that, I like biking.
Okay. Okay.
I like traveling, exploring.
Where's your favorite places you've been so far?
Ooh, my favorite places, I'd say Greece, Italy, and I really do like Taiwan actually, and Paris.
You know, I've been to France a couple times. Never been to Paris.
Paris is,
I
I like
go.
Paris.
I want to go.
Yeah, it's nice. I feel like the people are nice too. I heard so many bad things like from the US that people are mean there. But they were not mean to me.
Did they know you were American?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, shout out to the French people. I love French people. They are cheeky. There are certain places where they give you a little sauce, and that's okay. I like sauce. I like the spice of life. But where I was at, they were a little zesty.
Oh
which
yeah.
was kind of good.
Maybe I just got lucky because people say the same thing about New York. I like New York. People are so nice to me in New York.
I get New York though. Like New York is like, yeah, hurry the fuck up. What are you doing? Like it's like with purpose. Like so.
Yeah, I feel like there's a purpose. Like
Yeah.
they'll still say their thank yous and your welcomes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think they're just more
They're
efficient.
like, they're like,
that. I'm
get
all
to the
right.
point. What do you want? Yeah, what do you have? Yeah. I like that pace.
Same.
Yeah, so okay, you get it. All right.
Yeah.
So you like to travel. You do all that.
I like biking.
You
I like
biking.
art.
Well, here we go. Okay. What kind of art? What are we talking?
All types.
All types?
So originally I started drawing when I was 2.
Oh, you
like
know we're gonna have
traditional
overlay, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to get me some of your art because
Oh my God,
I'm gonna
I have
put it on
not
the
drawn
screen.
in so long.
I
My
don't care.
last drawing, I think I was 17.
Okay.
Like last official hand drawing, I was 17. I went from traditional like drawing art, like graphite, and I like working in graphite. I played with all mediums like sculpting, paint. The thing I hate is watercolor. I appreciate watercolor, but I'm just not good at
Is
watercolor.
it just like hard to?
I like detail. When I draw, I really like drawing detailed stuff. I really like realism or photorealism or surrealism.
Okay.
So anything that requires detail, it's really hard with straight watercolor unless you
Yeah.
throw in some ink pen afterwards.
Hmm.
So watercolor, I'm not that great at. But other than that, I like ink and different types of mediums. And then later, when I was 14, I got into graphic art.
Oh, okay.
And I was trying to go to college for video game design, but I never got to do it.
My
So
roommate is going to flip. He literally went to school. Well, he went to school for art, but he moved to Japan for video game design.
no way.
Yes,
That's so cool.
He's the reason why I learned Japanese.
What?
Yeah, because
Okay,
he's my
that's so
childhood
cool.
friend from. He sees me. I give him shit all the time, but he's my childhood friend. I've known him since I was in 6th grade, and I remember him going over and him coming back and him being able to speak. And I'm like, I couldn't process that shit. It was like there's a black dude speaking Japanese. I'm like, I thought that shit was impossible. I'm like, well, shit, if you can do it, I can do it because you're dumb. So I'm gonna take that shit over. So I was very motivated to start after I saw it was a possibility. But yeah, he literally moved to Japan to do video game design.
Oh, that's so cool. Do you know what company he works with?
Well, he went there to study. He started teaching English, and then I think I forgot his whole Genesis story. But I'll probably interview him sometime.
Oh, yeah.
And then you guys can get all that stuff. But we're here for you. We're here for you. So, what has been the most challenging thing of living in LA, or just living, working in this industry?
Oh, I think that when I first got out here, it was really tough because one, expensive. I was
Yeah.
actually living out of my car for like almost half a year.
Mm-hmm.
Showering at the gym.
Gym membership.
Showering at the gym.
That's the LA. That's the LA
life.
journey. You need gym membership and you need a working phone.
Yeah.
So that way you can
and a car.
yeah.
Like
car, phone, gym membership. You're good.
Good. Yeah. So I was doing that, and then all the money I made, I just invested it in myself by going to MMA training.
Mm.
And through MMA is how I got the connection to, well, I had been doing MMA for a long time. So the connection was actually from before. But because I trained at MMA out here, the connection that I met from years ago, he hit me up and he was like, yeah, I've been watching you train. I think you'd be great for WWE. Let me know if you want to try out. And I was like, oh, hell yeah.
That's the yeah.
And so then the strength and conditioning gym I was going to, I was training with my strength and conditioning coach, and he goes, oh, you got a fight coming up? I was like, no, actually I have a tryout. He goes, what kind of tryout? I'm like, WWE. He goes, oh, there is a pro wrestling gym down the street, like walking distance. And turns out that gym was Brian Kendrick's school, Santino Brothers. It's a really famous pro wrestling gym. And the thing is, before my tryout, I didn't know there was such thing as pro wrestling gyms. I thought you just go into WWE and you learn all your pro wrestling there.
I'm just finding this out right now.
Yeah, I literally was going in this tryout with no idea. I was still training jiu-jitsu. I was still training like amateur wrestling and like doing no-gi jiu-jitsu and thinking it's going to translate. And yeah, some of it does, but like I'm so glad my coach told me about that pro wrestling gym because I probably wouldn't have passed if I didn't go there. So I went on a intense course for 2 months and learned the basic rolls of pro wrestling. Like they have all these like agility, like jumps and rolls and flips and stuff like that. So I'm so glad I learned that because it's very different from MMA.
Yeah. Now, how did you learn? All right, mother, here's how it's going down. Like, how did you learn that part? Like, did you have to audition and did you fuck that part up? Like, take me through the first time you had to do that.
So that they did tell me I need to cut a promo, but I had no idea what I had to cut because I wasn't a pro wrestler then. And my tryout was like a special invite only tryout. So every single person in there was a pro wrestler except for me and then 2 other girls. So wait, is it 2 other? Yeah, 2 other girls. We were the only 3 people without a pro wrestling background. So actually, no, there's some people that had I think NFL backgrounds. But yeah, it was like NFL football players and pro wrestlers. So everyone knew how to cut a promo except for me and maybe those two girls. I don't know what their wrestling thing is because I watched wrestling as a kid and I stopped watching it around 12. So it's been a long time since I've like really seen it. And for half of my life when I was watching it, I didn't even really know English, even though I was born in the U.S. But like my grandma took care of me, so she only spoke Mandarin, so I learned English real late. Because I was born in the U.S., they never gave me ESL classes because I was technically American. So I never got the ESL classes that I needed. And so finally, when I did this promo, I was like, you know what? Let me just tell them about my upbringing. They didn't really give me any directions of what to do. So I just told them about my upbringing, how I got into wrestling, and like how much of an impact it has on me. Because it's something that my grandma got me into, and we were really close. And she just like brought me up when my parents, they were really busy working in the restaurant. So I was always alone. It was really my grandma that was like a very big parent figure. So then she like passed away from Alzheimer's, which was the reason why I stopped watching wrestling, because she started having Alzheimer's, like big problems. So she wasn't able to be in the right state of mind. So because of that, I stopped wrestling altogether after she passed away. And then when I cut that promo, I just started crying in the middle of the promo in front of everyone. And so they, you know, they're like, that promo was amazing. Freaking like, yeah. Because the thing, what they told me was, no matter how good you do physically on the 2 days, the 3 days, the third day we had to do the physical part also, and then the second half was the promo part. So they're like, you can do amazing on the physical part, but if you can't cut a promo, you won't be hired.
Damn.
And I was like,
no pressure.
Yeah. And the tryout was crazy. It was 8 hours straight. Like it was almost 8 hours of nonstop physical activity. So for the first, let's see, it was about 9 hours actually. We got 1 hour to eat. And the first 3.5 hours, it was nonstop lifting, like back-to-back lifting for 3.5 hours. Then we had an hour lunch break. Then right after that, we go back in and we have to do rolls for 3.5 hours.
Shit.
Yeah, like it was so long.
Back
and
was
right
on fire after that
ate.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
And it was 7 rings in there, and we have to run into one ring. And the first roll was 100 rolls across the ring. And then we got to run to the next one, do like another thing, and just keep on going and going and going for 3.5 hours.
See, I can't imagine it because I used to do judo every
judo
morning.
Was great.
And
hard.
I just remember like after hour and a half, you would wake up and like by day 3, you're like, my lower back is just like this is let me really rethink about that. You're like, I'm acting, right? I mean, because so I couldn't imagine 100, even if you know what you're doing, you're just your body.
The first, they had us lifting 3.5 hours straight at first, and immediately, like, because I was at the time, I was, they told us that the girls, we only had to squat like 90 pounds. And so I purposely squatted a lot just to like show off and to show them that I can and stand out. And so I squatted like 135 at the time. And immediately after, my legs were sore. Like usually it takes me 2 days for my soreness to set in. No, that day it was immediately sore.
Regret
I
your
was like,
choices.
oh, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I got a whole, that was on the first day. I was like, I got 3 days of this. And so I just had to tough it out and do it.
Okay, so take me through the moment you realized that you were going to be part of the WWE.
Well, that was a whole process within itself. Oh, I got a long story on this. So I felt like I felt pretty confident when I went through the tryout because I was, luckily, because my MMA background, like the physical part was easy for me. And so the second day, the recruiter came up to me. He's like, yeah, we really like you. You're our top 3. Really interested in signing you. But the last day for the promo, that's everything. And that's what he told me.
Yeah.
And he also wanted me to know Mandarin because at the time they wanted to sign some Chinese recruits. And so he thought that I was faking that I didn't know Mandarin because I was speaking English to everyone. And he's like, does she even know Mandarin? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut half my promo in Mandarin. And so then he was like, all right, you know Mandarin. But
how did he check you though? He was like, hey, say something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, that's how there's some Chinese. Yeah.
You know, like,
say some Chinese shit. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's how like
make some stuff up. But then, so I went through the medicals, and I'd say I waited 2-3 months to get like the final, like got my contract. But during this time, they had to do a really, really intense background check, like super intense. I swear they got like 100 people just like going through every single social media video that I had and sitting through and watching it and listening to every word, because it came back with 42 pages of all these things on my social media. And luckily, I didn't do anything that bad.
Watch what you tweet. Watch what you
tweet.
Yeah.
I had this thing. Man, do you remember back in the day when there was that... Okay, well, there's MySpace, first of all. I haven't used my MySpace since I was 14.
They went back to your MySpace?
Yes. They went to my MySpace. They went to my Zara, which is...
Zara?
Zara's like a forum where you just like... It's like Reddit now.
Oh, wow.
But Zara was like one of the OGs like back in the day. So I use Zara, and, you know, as an angry teenager, I'm like, fuck this shit, blah, blah, blah. Like, I hate this bitch.
It's there forever. Whatever you write, whatever you put out there is there forever. So
yeah.
Zara.
And then so they literally screenshotted all these things and was like, all the word ass, fuck, bitch. Like, just like highlighted all of it. I was just like, oh my gosh, who actually sat there and watched every video? And so because of that, the dude told me, he goes, yeah, Triple H doesn't like that you have all these things on here. You got to clear out your social media. So I had all that deleted. And then afterwards, they're like, okay, cool. They sent me the contract. And at this point, I was living in LA, and I was on a TV show, The Kingdom. And my friend, Joe Stevenson, he was, you know, a UFC fighter that was the fight choreographer for that show.
Okay.
And so he got me on that show, and he was like, I was supposed to be on a whole season of it. And I was supposed to start filming like in from like April or something. And so next thing you know, the day I was on set, I had to tell him, I was like, hey, thanks for the opportunity, but I can't be on the season. Because WWE called me and told me they wanted me to go there 6 months early. So I was going to miss out on the filming. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick WWE. They told me, like, you can either pick us or pick them. So they were real strict about it. So I was like, all right, I'll pick WWE. So I turned down Kingdom. And that day on set, Joe Stevenson, he announced it to everyone on set. He was like, hey, my friend just got signed by WWE. And everyone on set's like congratulating me and shit. I was like, okay, cool, awesome. I'm literally driving back from set, going through Hollywood. And next thing you know, the recruiter calls me. He's like, are you sitting right now? I'm like, no, I'm driving. He's like, I need you to park right now. And I was like, okay. And he goes, yeah, your medicals came back and you have no ACL. It's torn off the bone. And he goes, we can't hire you. You're high risk. And I was like, wait, whoa. Like, you saw me throughout the whole tryout. I had my whole MMA career with no ACL. I'm obviously fine. I obviously do everything. And he was like, sorry, you're high risk. Can't hire you. And he hung up on me. And at this time, like literally within seconds, this freaking woman got her purse robbed by this dude. And I was like so pissed because all this just happened. And for some reason, I just grabbed my salt and went chasing after this dude. And then at the time, I'm like, man, I can't wait to chase the dude. I'm gonna knee him in the face, and then when I end up on the news, I'm like, what, WWE? My knee's just fine. Like, but I'm so glad this dude like ended up running across where traffic was because it was like 6:30. Traffic started going. I searched for 2 hours after I
Where were
calmed
you
down.
at?
It was like in Hollywood somewhere.
Yeah, they'll do it.
So
Yeah.
finally, I was like, it's a good thing I didn't catch him because I'd probably be in jail right now.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, what should I do? So I ended up sending him a video of me doing single leg pistol squat with the bad knee, and I sent it to him, and he called me and goes, all right, let's take another look at you. And so a month later, they had a show in Riverside. And they had me go over there and do a 2-hour knee testing with their doctors. I was able to do everything. And then after that, they're like, okay. And they signed me. So I was the first person they ever signed with no ACL. So,
Good
like,
on you.
You know, it was a whole up and down process, but like I almost didn't get signed.
That's crazy. How you got into business was very unique. If someone wanted to do what you do, what would be your advice?
I think the best way that I've seen other people do it that was
Tear your
very
ACL.
direct and straight is go to a reputable pro wrestling school and then train. And then when the coaches think you're good enough, they'll put you on shows and you build your name up that way.
Okay.
And once you build your name up that way, because WWE, they're always scouting. They're looking for people and stuff. So if you're always putting in the work somewhere, at some point, you're going to get the chance to get in. You're going to get a chance to get a tryout, like you talk to the right people. If you're with a reputable school, the coaches have the connections. They have the connections to at least get you a tryout. Then the rest is on you. But like, you got to be ready. If you're going to like represent the school, they obviously want you good to like go in there. So I think that is the most direct route you can go. I just got lucky because I've been doing MMA for so long.
I don't think that's luck.
I never thought I would.
I think that's preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
If you weren't good at
true.
MMA, they wouldn't have looked twice at you. Like, I think that's working your ass off at something, having some skill that translates to another opportunity, but being ready, stay ready, you got to get ready, right?
True. You know, I mean, if I had, that's true. Like, MMA definitely doing that helped me get there. But I felt like I went this way to get there. Whereas if you wanted to just be, if you just know you're gonna be a pro wrestler, you would go this way. You know, I was like,
can you tell me that again, but in a 15-second promo, go!
Ah! What? A what? A
15-second promo, go!
15-second promo. All right, you want to go be a pro wrestler? Be a pro wrestler. Get your ass in the ring. Start working. And then in that point, you're going to get your ass up there and you'll be noticed. When you think you're at your worst, no. That's when you bust in, you take what you got, and you make it win. Be a pro wrestler.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up. So I want to say this has been an amazing time with you. Thank you for coming to my event. I'm super glad I got a chance to meet you and talk to you, and I'm sure you've inspired a lot of people out there. And yeah, if you want to go for something, I think there's only one gear, and that's all in. It's not even a gear, really. It's more like, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to be 100% into it.
100%. You got to be 200%, 300%. Anyway, I've pontificated enough. I'm Christian Alex.
And I'm Zeda Zhang.
And we had a good ass time.
Hell yeah.
Peace and love.